my friends. To the astute amongst you, you might realize that the audio is not the way it's supposed to be. My microphones are charged, but the receiver is like completely dead. I'll give it a second, and then I'll upgrade the audio a little bit later. There is tractoring in the background, so I don't know if you're gonna hear that. And there is a lot of wind, so you might hear that too. This bugs as well, it seems. Ah, but here we are. Here we are. I love how I literally like titled today's stream topic "Gratitude in the Face of Mistakes." I don't exactly think I made a mistake. I did remember to plug in so that they charge my microphones yesterday, but for some reason, uh, the receiver was like, "How about I run myself completely empty while you sleep?" I need to be grateful. Grateful that it has charge in the box, so surely it will charge as we wait. It's nice to have you here. I can just like feel the pain of the wind washing over the that little microphone holes and making sounds, and it's messing with me. Something grateful. Yes. Something mistakes. I make them sometimes. Today's stream topic has been inspired by the way we apply our attention to information, in so many words, right? In this world, mistakes will be made. You won't believe. There's a bunch of things to do wrong, and only a very small, narrow path of how to do it right. And as a result, we'll find ourselves faced with the making of mistakes. And when we, after the fact, only apply our attention to that, we might find ourselves suffering it twice. You know? So today's stream topic is going to be this reminder that we can make better what has been done wrong by being grateful after the fact, right? Applying the fact that there is still something to be grateful for, even if we don't necessarily see it immediately. I have been in a state of general good mood, gratitude for my state of being, excited for the future and as it is unfolding. And it has been interesting to notice how this time around I feel a lot more. I want to use the word stable, but another word coming up in my mind is NPC. Oh, for fuck's sake. I was literally just last night going, maybe it's not healthy for me to rehash the shit I got wrong. Maybe that's harming me and I should stop. There we go, Sam. Synchronicities, right? Mind to mind communication happening here. It's true, Sam. Unfortunately, the mistakes we've made are in the past. You know, you got visitors. You got little hitchhikers. You got hitchhikers on your body. Because again, right, we're not saying that we're infallible, and it's sometimes I can't walk away from the camera. You're gonna have to give me a second. I'm gonna go and slay these parasites. There we go. Back again. Right? Like you can learn from your mistakes, sure. But if you are actively just like hurting yourself, that's a mistake as well, right? And we don't apply the same kind of scrutiny. I didn't take anything else. We don't apply the same kind of scrutiny to that, right? Uh, Sometimes, even more often than not, we convince ourselves that we're doing something right, right? Like there's some sort of righteousness in reminiscing or ruminating all of the mistakes we've made. I can feel the wind messing with the audio. I can't hear it, but I can feel it. Okay, it has a little bit of charge. It has enough charge to tell me it has charge this time. Did that improve the audio quality? I'm gonna put this little windshield on as well. Yeah. Should be better. Tell me it's better. I want you to tell me it's so much better, Melt, and we love you for making the audio better. And then I'll be like, don't love me, love Jovan. Jovan is the one that got me these microphones. There we go. Love is true. It's nice having you. Ah, yes, the sound quality is better. Gang, gang. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it. It clicked last night that it was basically a self interrogation. And I was like, fuck, I've been doing this to myself the whole time. Yep. I have gotten better at it relatively recently as well, Sam. I had to I had to learn that lesson the hard way, it seems. You know? Sometimes we do have to learn the lesson the hard way. We have to get to a point that's like, I want to use the word inexcusable, unavoidable, maybe. We have to get to this unavoidable point in ourselves, for us to really get with it, get better, get past the self sabotage, because again, it doesn't serve you. I've been very, very pressed and thinking a lot about what serves me and what doesn't serve me. All right. I had this conversation with Christian. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. And it was something that I was like trying to impress upon him, that we do need to serve ourselves. Hey, Zach, it's nice having you here, friend. Don't do that, please. Stop that. Actually, stop that. He's licking my pants. You see the spit on me? Yeah. Yeah. Right? What serves you? Really asking. Good morning, wise one. Hey, Zach. Thank you for the love, dear friend. What serves you? The conversation did arise as it relates to thinking about war, right? The war that's happening on planet Earth, the stuff that's happening in the Ukraine and in Gaza. And some people, right, on planet Earth right now are having a really bad time. And it's this duality of like, there are people literally in war zones right now. And that must be a really bad time. And then there are people that are outside of those war zones that are so involved mentally in the thinking about the implications thereof, right? Imagining, ruminating. Stop that, please. I said please. Ruminating the extremes, of what that means. And then they're putting themselves, metaphorically speaking, in mind, in those war zones as well. Right? They're hurting themselves retroactively. I don't know if like there is a belief that it is righteous to do so, right? That you're supposed to suffer because they're suffering on the earth right now. But I have found that that doesn't serve me, right? Me suffering, the suffering doesn't bring any less suffering into the world, right? It's this like almost equation that I have in my mind where if I believe that suffering is bad and I suffering, then I am bringing more of the bad into this experience that we're in, right? Like I am literally helping. I'm helping the darkness. I'm helping the evil. I'm helping the suffering that is in this world, right? And I cannot abide. I cannot abide by it. It doesn't serve me. And then there is this other side that might consider me selfish, might consider me self obsessed, uh, might consider me insensitive, right, to the reality of what's happening in the world right now. And again, right, like at what point do we start drawing the line, right? At what point do we stop suffering? Give me 1 second. I'm going to just check something. There we go. Exited out and came back again. At what point do we release the suffering that came with something, right? When I was in high school, we were told, educated about World War II, you know? Not so much World War One, but a lot of World War II and like learning about South African history and the amount of bloodshed that's happened in this place as well, you know? Tribes people for generations murdering each other. And then the colonizers coming and establishing trade routes and then venturing deeper and deeper into South Africa and then being met with resistance. And then there was infighting and the killing of each other, killing of women and children, like just so much killing, right? And like I know all of these things, I'm aware of all of them, but actively minding it, right? Like rendering those realities into my brain has never served me, right? I've never wanted to commit a crime, for example, and then thought to myself, oh, wait a second, all of these other people's when committing murders, maybe I shouldn't, right? Like that's not the way that my brain operates. The way I operate today is in this whole fractal of like unity, where like the biblical message of do unto others as you would have done unto yourself, right? I feel like that's one of the most beautiful messages of like, yeah, we are one, right? There is no separation in that way. And I feel like that is ultimately the problem that our species are facing right now. Like the reason we have comfort, we have the gall to like bomb ourselves into smithereens is because we believe those that we're bombing are separate from us. We believe they're other, right? That other is occupying land that I want, right? Not realizing that the I that wants is the same I that occupies, right? And there is no separation. And then there is this whole fractal of morality, right? Of what is good and what is bad. And it definitely does seem like our reality is grasping slash tussling with that whole fractal of what is acceptable. You know, this planet has seen a lot, right? If the planet had to be aware of all of the things that have happened here, I don't know if it would be especially stoked. I don't know, right? So again, bringing it all the way back to gratitude, because that is kind of like where I'm getting at today. That if you believe that there are bad things happening in the world, be grateful that you're not a part of the problem, right? Bring gratitude, bring love, bring joy into your lived experience to fight against all of the bad that you might notice. All right. And if every single person can get on board, can tune into that reality, before we know it, there will be less bad stuff happening. Right. Like that's just, it makes intuitive sense to me. But then we find ourselves as egos needing things, right? Having wants and desires. And it gets complicated quickly. We end up limiting our own capacity to change by having all of these stopgaps. There's only so many chairs in the university lecture room. There's only so many beds in the hospitals. There's only so many buildings on the earth, so many rooms for people to sleep in. There's only so much food to eat. There's only yada yadas. And again, I do believe that that is the reality of the situation. But I also believe that that is actively changing. Hey, Adam, it's nice seeing you, friend. Right? It is actively changing. We're noticing it change. We are trying to build more buildings, but it has become prohibitively expensive. And with the amount of permitting and stuff, more difficult than it needs to be. Yo, I made it today. I thought I was gonna miss it. Not just yet, Oscar. Here we are, friend. It's nice having you here with us. Thank you for joining us. I'm gonna read your comment now, Sam. I'm trying to load up on this side too. My internet, my internet seems to be challenged. I'll read here. And then they're putting themselves in those war zones. In August of 2019, I stumbled upon the CUHK situation and watched it unfold over a few exciting weeks and then dreadful months. I don't I don't know what you're talking about, Sam. Like if you're going to talk about something specific using abbreviations, I know you were trying to probably like fit it into a text window, but the abbreviation CUHK Ku Hong Kong. Like I don't even know where to start. I'm sorry. I want to be there with you and understand what it is you're saying, but you're gonna have to key me in. It was terrible to see democracy get stripped away from them. Then had guards holding the doors closed while pro-democratic lawmakers were beating at the doors, trying to stop the power grab. Yeah, still, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I want to. I want to understand, but I don't. Gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful force for good. Hey, Mariase. Maries? I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Hey, it's nice having you. I think it's the first time seeing your name here with us. Welcome. If you're trying to talk about something specific, yeah, YouTube has a bias and mentioning, okay, it is Hong Kong, and insinuating hurt them, they'll screen that right out. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, right. Again, like the powers that be, Sam, will do anything to keep it. Right. I feel like that's the thing that really boggles my mind as well, is that there is this real, almost like disconnect between the reality of the world we're living in and the reality they want us to live in, if that makes sense, right? Because the reality that we're living in is love is true, right? I do believe that. I believe that to the point where I cannot be convinced otherwise. I have been, I said, stop that. He keeps freaking licking me. And like, I really don't want to be licked. This dude eats disgusting stuff on the regular. He listened. He's listening, but I have to be stern. Sometimes, sometimes one has to stand up for themselves. I said no. Adam, nice to see you again. Where have you been, man? Dude, let us know. It's nice having you here. There's a disconnect between the reality we're living in and the reality they want us to live in. It's a religious cult that genuinely believes that poor people are evil because they're poor. Yeah. I don't even think it's about that, Sam. I just think it's about the haves and have nots, right? Like those that have want to be around those that have because they might have more as a result. right? Like you can think about it like a socializing thing, you know? And we can try and label it like evil or not evil, but again, it is a matter of problem solving. It's a matter of survival. Where if I had to be realistic, right? Like this space is open to all. You don't have to have a lot of money. This is free, technically, right? You might have to have an internet connection, but you can go to a library, right? And they have computers, and I'm pretty sure those computers do have access to this as well. So in that way, it could be completely free for you to be here. However, when it comes to, for example, me and you wanting to do something together, let's say we want to have Meltfest, right? Meltfest has to be then in a certain location if we're going to do an actual festival, right? And depending on where that location is, it is going to bring with it certain expectations. Among those expectations is going to be travel. You're going to have to move your physical self through space and time in order to be at the festival, right? And in that way, there's already a barrier of entry, right? Because not everybody has the money or the time in order to travel. And then, if this festival has any hope of happening again, there has to be some sort of financial aspect to it, where either there has to be a ticket cost, or I have to already be exceedingly wealthy and have enough money to have all of the equipment and be able to pay all of the people that are going to help me set it up, or I'm going to have to do all of that stuff myself, right? And then on top of that, the people that do manage to travel and do manage to actually find themselves at the festival, if they paid for a ticket or not, they're still going to need to eat food. They're still going to need to drink water. They're still going to need a place to sleep, right? Whether it's a tent or a chalet, and that stuff costs money too. So it's not, I don't think at least, about evil, like trying to demonize poor people. It's more a matter of like access, right? Like everything in this world has been gatekept from us with this whole financial fractal. And then again, bringing it back to trying to understand why it is the way it is, because those that have, again, are the ones that can. Those that have the money can have the festival. And then those that have the money can join the festival. So it becomes this almost like self-fulfilling prophecy, like a flywheel of those that have are around those that have, and those that don't have stay where they are, right? And then again, there's like the economic opportunities, the ladder, if you will, that can be climbed or can't be climbed. And because we, as people with less money, find ourselves unable to travel as we would like to, or to access events where other potentially wealthy people would be, we never have the opportunity to socialize. Mike just gave up. Thank you for letting me know, Sam. I am not gonna lose my mind. I'm completely fine. I'm at peace. There we go. I chillaxed. Watch me. Watch me chillax. All right. Mm, that's it. That's the whole fucking thing, exactly. If rich people think poor people are evil for being poor, they're going to further victimize them in order to make themselves appear more righteous by comparison. They don't see it as bad because they're fundamental Christians who believe they've been given a heavenly mandate to cleanse the earth. Making things more dire for poor's accomplishes that. Thank you. Set a reminder on your phone and charge them. Like as I said, Sam, I almost got angry there for a second. They're charged. That means full bars. I charged them. I did charge them. I did. But then when I opened them this morning, for some reason, like again, the microphones are fully charged. The receiver, for some reason, just didn't. All right. And I can get really uppity on my horsey and ride it all the way into lose my mind town when my technology just doesn't do the thing it's supposed to do, right? Like, it's not that hard when I plug you in for you to charge, right? Like, I think we figured that out like in 1973 or something. I don't know when we started charging things. Oh my goodness. I'm calm. I'm chillaxed. I'm so chillaxed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm super calm and chillaxed and stuff. I'll let it charge a little bit longer. Bear with me. I'm sorry, I can feel it. I know the wind. I know. I know it hurts me more than it hurts you. I am very pedantic about audio quality. And I specifically charged those Fergen microphones to make sure they have charge today. I'm grateful. So grateful for when my technology works. Yeah, boom. Boom. Full circled. When it does work, I'm so grateful. Always and every time. Right? Set a reminder on your phone. Yeah. You ever lose your mind when things don't work the way they're supposed to? How do you find your mind after you've lost it? That's the real question. I have to remind myself that I can manually breathe. All right, I'm chill. I'm chillaxed. I'm coming. I'm coming down. And then it doesn't. And when it doesn't, it's a pop shit. How hard is it to do your job? Exactly. Exactly. Right. And again, it's not it's not like I'm asking much. There are pins. There are pins that interface, and then they chargy. Why not chargy? Why not? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And this is not the first time this has happened. This is not the first time. I think that's why I'm extra peeved, because like if this was a one-time thing, I'd be like, oh, that's okay. That just happens. Maybe never. But it's happened at least 4 times, which is 4 times too many. All right. You're right. How do you find your mind after you lost it? I remind myself that I made a promise to be gentle, and then I can absolutely pick right back up where I left off. That's good advice. Sandra's here with us as well. Hey, Nancy. It's nice having you. My microphones are charging again. They'll be ready for more action soon. However, I'm getting more and more blasted by sonolighters. So I'm gonna move myself that way a little bit. I do have sunscreen on, but I'm not gonna challenge the sun. I know. I'll have some respect. You coming with me? Sick. Back again. How's everybody? We overanalyzing your behavior, sharpening your utensils to eat the rich. How about you? Yeah. As it is, such it be. How are you? Indeed. I woke up to the sound of rain last night. It was so nice. I'm just getting to coffee time. Nice. I haven't been drinking coffee, Sandra, and I can feel it. I am aware of the fact that I have not been caffeinated. I'm also abstaining from cannabis, and I'm doing keto right now again. I did partake not directly of sugar, but sugar adjacent stuff this weekend. It didn't completely ruin my state of being, right? So I'll give it some credit where it's due. But I have been feeling a lot more like uninteresting, a little bit basic uh, as a result of this break. Usually, when I take a break like this, it brings with it a certain level of clarity. But this time around, it's like it's clear to me that I am clear. All right, if that makes any sense. It's like I'm just aware of my awareness instead of being aware of more. Where I'm usually like down, I want to be aware of more. And this time around, it's like, yeah, I don't really have anything to do. Hmm. I feel like it. Maybe I can say it like this, right? Because I'm talking a little bit cryptically. I think my microphone should have a little bit more charge in them now. My receiver, at least. Yeah. The bar moved. I think it should have enough charge to last us for the rest of the stream. Better again? Yay. Huzzah! Yeah. I'm aware of my awareness. Holy shit. Get out of my brain, man. So my doctor put me on some stuff to help my body start to shed my baby weight. And I found out that stuff can be used to treat ADHD. Stimulant? Is it a stimulant? I don't know if you want to tell us what medication you're taking, Sam. But yeah, that again, like that's kind of the experience I'm having. I am having that stimulant kind of experience. I haven't taken any stimulants, which explains how my house is so clean now and how I still have energy to give to my yoga practice. Turns out I have ADHD, man. Yeah. Checks out, Sam. I'm happy that you got some help. It definitely does serve. But again, right? Like that's where I'm at right now. Like I'm in that house cleaning energy state, but there's not any more house for me to clean, you know? I am making my art. I'm like showing up and getting my art done. This is today's piece. I did make some yesterday, of course, but I'm talking about a post for Zora. Here's today's piece. All right, like it has these little crowns. A crown. Right, like and then I don't know how to impress on you. How painstaking it is for me to do for me to do that. Yeah, this takes me 2 hours. Took me 2 hours to do this. All right. And then again, right, I'm in that state of clarity where I'm like, yes, I must make it. Must make it right. And then I do it, and then I'm like, okay, now again. Now do it again. And I'm like, bro, myself, please. Oh, can you have some mercy? And myself is like, no, no mercy for you. Only extreme schisms. There must schism must do things. Do more stuff right now. How about you do it? And I know that that is the way that I operate. I get it, all right. But again, I feel like I need to, and this is what I'm trying to get at eventually. I need to be more mindful with when I'm like that, right? I need to only apply that energy to my life when it's appropriate to do so. For instance, you might be like, what is an appropriate time? Maybe I have some project, right? I have some project, I have some client that gave me a project to complete. And then in my pursuit of completing that project, I would be served in being this way. However, on the other side of it, being that way when there's not much for me to do just has me feeling a little bit stir crazy. Like, all right, let me get something done. I need to get into the house cleaning state. I have stuff I want to get rid of. Well, Nancy, Jovan recently had like a little yard sale thing. They had like a collective yard sale. So one person lets know that there's going to be a yard sale, and then they come together and yard sale together. And I don't know if you do yard sales where you're at, but it could be a thing. Could help you clear out stuff. uh, add an extra dollar to your pocket, add an extra item to someone else's home. What kind of stuff are you looking to get rid of? Let us know. Mm-mm. Bro, that is exacting. Is there no way to? No, no, not yet. Not yet, Sam. Not yet. Maybe one day, right? I'm gonna have to like teach an AI. I'm gonna have to like have some sort of sophisticated model, and then I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna be like, hey, hey, watch me, and I'm gonna like screen record myself doing that stuff, and then I'm going to upload a bunch of instances of what it's supposed to look like, and then I'm going to give it my flower, and then I'm gonna be like, no, you, and then it's going to probably fail, for the first couple of times. But maybe one day, Sam, because again, like let me show you what my process looks like. Right, like I already started the next one. So if I open my sketchbook, there's my work profile, right? So instead of actually, I can do it here. Is this locked? Yeah. Right. So I start off by finding the line that I'm gonna follow. So with this one, I'll probably I'll have to like check. I'll probably like follow that line, right? And then I'll go down that line, and then I'll go up that line again. And then if I get it shimmied over here, I'll probably go like that, and then I'll go over there, and then I'll have to like figure out a way to get that to transition up there again, right? So like that, I feel is going to be the part that AI might have some trouble with, is it knowing what I want. All right, I don't know that it will know what I want, but I know what I want. I can already see the way that I'm going to do this. I might end up keeping those little eye thingies, but I'm gonna have to do it. Ain't nothing to do it but to do it. All right, I've made a total of 63 of them. All right, I've made a total of 1,346 flowers. Only 63 of them have been turned into those. All right, and like I can do single geometry ones as well. All right, and it again, as you said, it's exacting. I literally go all the way, and then I shimmy. You can see some imperfections, right? But it's, you'll literally have to go in pixel peak. You'll have to go in like, where is the imperfections? Because again, I'm like up there, scratching pixel by pixel away, chipping them. And there's a part of me that finds some satisfaction in it. All right, doing it right, like this. This was painful because again, maybe you can see that these two, because I have to try and get these the same, right? And you can see this swoopy is a little bit different to this swoopy, and that drives me mildly insane, just like a little bit. But I have to try and get it similar. Like I know most people, if you might now realize because I told you, but most people don't realize that stuff. My brain screams. My brain. Like, yo, relax. I'll fix it. Then I go back, and then I zoom out again, and I'm like, and then I come back in. No. Oh, okay. Nanchi, you need a good, strong sativa. Sam, you're probably right. I like to get high and do stuff to prove to myself that I can get high and do stuff. I do the same. I get that. Right. It's like a vindication thing. It's like society and the propaganders have told me that people that partake just sit on couch and do nothing all day. And then by not sitting on couch and doing nothing all day, you feel this extra layer of vindication of like, yeah, How about that? Proved you wrong, propaganders. Get wrecked and stuff. Totally. Mm, and yeah, exactly. Well, wait. If both halves are mirrors of one another, couldn't you just do the tedious thing on one side and then mirror the fixed flower and having to skip to do the other side? No. No, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. I would like for it to work that way, Sam, admittedly, but unfortunately, it doesn't. Let me just check something quickly. I'm gonna make sure. All right, because there is a no. No, I tried one of the other buttons. No, I have to suffer, right? I suffer less. So just to like give you some vindication of what is you're saying, I do have a a like duplicator, right? Like you can see that setting up top, right? And then I have to like movie the slidey bar depending on the number of like lines I have, right? So I technically only have to do that much, and then it will duplicate over to that part and that part as well. But like again, like I'm so close to it that it still takes a wrong time. Wrong, very wrong time. And there's no other way for me to do it right now. I know that Adobe Photoshop has like kind of settings like that, but again, right? If I see blurry pixels or if I see it like cut away an edge that I wanted there, instant mind lose, instant go crazy. All right. So yes, technically, maybe I can show you like this. All right, I'll make it nice and big so you can see. All right, if I go, you can see it does duplicate. All right, but I still have to do it. It still has to be done. So I'm super grateful that I don't have to go all the way around. If I had to go all the way around, it would take me a literal day. Like, I'm not even joking. It would take me the whole day, take me 12 plus hours to finish one. And I have patience, but I don't have that level of patience. Right? I think that stuff will maybe go postal. Completely go poster. And so yeah, littles. I am very grateful every single time I finish one, right? And I have that deep satisfaction of being like, yeah, this is good, right? Feeling that sense of righteousness almost, having made something nice. It does also, like to add this part of it, make me feel more like an artist, Sam, where like I do consider myself an artist when I make the originals, but the originals feel what's the word I'm looking for? Stuck. You know, like them being square makes them feel like they're what's how do I articulate what it is my mind is trying to say? Incomplete, you know? Maybe that's the word. Technically, some people consider the square something that is complete, right? Like a structure, like a base, like a like a block of earth, right? A foundation. And in that way, that's exactly what it is. Like it's a foundation for me to start off on. And then when I spend the time to like extract the texture, right? The shapy from that square, that's when it becomes like a final piece. That's when it becomes a work of art. Every single one is a work of art, but it becomes a work of art to me after I've put in the effort to like pull it from its foundation. Does that make sense? So I'm not complaining, Sam. I hope that's very clear. This is not a complaining about it. It's more a matter of what it takes, right? And dealing with mistakes. I'm very grateful for my digital plane of existence, because when I make a mistake, I do this, and then my mistake disappears. And then I get to make more mistakes again. I get to try harder. So this whole conversation started based on the fractal of doing stuff, right? Like I've been doing a lot more stuff as a result of this break that I'm taking. But I can feel myself almost like having more momentum than I have road to use, right? That I have the space to break. And it's making me feel very, again, uninteresting, right? It's like I'm it's like I'm computer. It's like I'm obsessed, like I'm a mechanic that just knows how to talk about car, right? And you might be like, yeah, okay, yeah, car, okay, cool. How about other things? All right, I'm gonna put down this fractal. I feel satisfied having shown up in gratitude with you, friends. It was a pleasure to share this moment with you. I'll show you yesterday's flower. Very pink. I hope you like pink. I was wearing that pink scarf yesterday, and it's very pink. Whoop. Almost looked a little bit dark. So pink it looks dark. Ah, there we go. This little center bitty is what caused me to choose this one. Hmm. Yes. See with your eyeballs. And then I'll read you the poem. I'm gonna quickly hit buttons and see. Okay, no. Open the Patreon. Hmm. Oh, there we go. The mind's sky. The mind is a weather, a private sky with its own pace. Boundaries are clouds that say, this rain is mine, that thunder stays outside. Not every storm deserves your windows. Not every word belongs in your house. A no is a breeze that clears the air. A yes is the sun breaking through. Boundaries aren't prisons, they're the rhythm of seasons. Letting your garden grow wild without getting trampled. Hold your sky, guard its shine. Let the world see you without costing you time. I appreciate you, friends, for finding yourself here with me today. It's always a pleasure to spend some time. I hope you have a beautiful Tuesday. Hope the rest of this week finds you well. It was a pleasure having you here for today. I'm sending your friends so much lovins. Thank you for being here again. Till we do it again next time. Goodbye, dear friends.